Welcome to The Explainer. What if the very idea of money, something that drives so much of our world, is about to fundamentally change? Well, today we're going to dive into a pretty wild forecast, how artificial intelligence is getting ready to completely transform central banking and in the process, maybe reshape our entire economy. Now, this might sound like something straight out of science fiction, but honestly, the first steps are already happening. And to really get our heads around this massive shift, we need to break it down into three distinct phases of AI's evolution.
So, we're going to start our journey with the AI that's already here, what we call ANI. Then, we'll jump ahead to the near future to meet its much more capable successor, AGI. And finally, we'll look way out on the horizon to ASI, an AI so powerful it could rewrite the rules of our economic reality.
All right, so let's start with Phase 1, which is happening right now and will be for the next several years. We're talking about Artificial Narrow Intelligence, or ANI. And you can just think of it as a highly specialized AI that's an absolute master at specific tasks, and it's already making a huge difference.
This quote just nails it. For decades, central banks have basically been driving by looking in the rearview mirror, making huge decisions based on old, backward-looking data. AI is completely flipping that script. It's like giving them a crystal-clear front windshield for the first time.
So what does that upgrade actually look like? Well, instead of waiting for official stats that are already a month old, ANI lets banks tap into real-time data from social media, news reports, even satellite images to figure out what's happening in the economy right this second. It uses amazing tech like natural language processing to understand the meaning and sentiment behind all that text.
And this just unlocks a massive leap in what they can do. Everything from tracking inflation in real time to automatically spotting fraud, or what some people call soup tech. But, and this is a really big but, it's so important to remember that ANI is still just a very, very smart tool. The final call, the big policy judgment on whether to raise interest rates, that still comes down to a human.
Okay, let's jump forward to the next phase, which experts are thinking could be around 2030. This is where things get really interesting. AI evolves from just a tool into a true partner, one with human-level reasoning.
This is a game-changing shift. You see, an AGI won't just predict what might happen, it's going to understand why it happens. It'll grasp that incredibly complex web of cause and effect that connects economics, society, and even our own human psychology.
And the key to all this is something called a world model. The best way to think about it is like an unbelievably advanced simulation of our entire economy. It's like a hyper-realistic video game where every single person and every company is its own independent character, making its own decisions.
So, with this model, AGI can do some incredible things. It can play out the ripple effects of a policy decision years into the future. It can even come up with brand new strategies for totally unexpected crises, black swan events, like a pandemic or a massive tech disruption that we literally have no playbook for.
So, if AGI can build this amazing world model and run these perfect simulations, it brings up a huge question, right? What's left for us humans to do? Well, it's not about us being replaced. It's about our role being elevated to a much higher and frankly more critical level.
Our job shifts from being the number crunchers to being the moral compass. The focus becomes defining what we, as a society, actually value. Is it efficiency or fairness? Do we prioritize today or the future? We set the goals, and we hold the ultimate responsibility, making sure the AGI's brilliant plans actually align with our ethics.
And all of this builds to our final, mind-bending phase, projected for sometime around 2040. Artificial superintelligence, or ASI. This represents a change so profound it could redefine the very idea of money and economics as we know it.
In this AI era, the central bank isn't really a bank anymore. It becomes something more like a planetary-scale resource optimization engine. Think of it less like a financial institution and more like the fundamental operating system for the entire global economy.
Just imagine a world where money isn't just a static token, but a dynamic, programmable energy. It would start with the shift to things like central bank digital currencies, or CBDCs. But eventually, value itself could be precisely channeled to solve humanity's greatest challenges, whether that's climate change or exploring the stars.
In this world, financial crises, which are so often fueled by human fear and panic, could become a thing of the past. An ASI could act as the ultimate guarantor of stability, mathematically preventing market bubbles and collapses before they even have a chance to start. It's a system that doesn't just react to problems, it makes them impossible.
So after all that, what does this entire journey add up to? Let's just pull back for a second and look at the whole arc of this transformation side by side.
I mean, the evolution here is just staggering. We go from a world where we're constantly reacting to economic data to one where we can proactively shape our economic destiny. The human role completely transforms from being an analyst to becoming the architect of our shared prosperity.
In this speculative but possible future, the system that manages all our resources could become as reliable and as invisible as the air we breathe. And that would allow us as a society to finally focus on higher pursuits.
And that leaves us with one final, and I think really profound question. If the system is handling our basic needs, if the very concept of earning a living becomes obsolete, can we finally shift our life's purpose from merely surviving to truly contributing and enjoying? It might finally allow us to redefine what we're all working for. Thanks for watching.